Well, for more on this, let's cross to our guest, researcher and Maghreb specialist Francis Ghilès, who joins us from Barcelona. Hello, thank you very much for being with us on France 24. First, what do you make of the timing of this offensive on Tripoli by General Haftar, just days away from those planned talks?
Well, he certainly has chutzpah, if I may say, to try and attack Tripoli when the Secretary-General of the United Nations is there. Having said that, he will encounter fierce opposition, and it's not at all clear what's going to happen. Now, the other thing I note is that there don't seem to be many victims in the present situation, which is odd. One gets the impression that different militias chiefs are talking to each other by mobile telephone. I mean, it looks a bit, in some respect, like a commedia dell'arte. It's a very strange business.
And to what effect would they be organising this on the sidelines then?
Sorry, be organising what?
Well, if it is chiefs communicating via cell phones and organising this advance towards Tripoli without, as you said, many deaths apparent, what would be the situation? How would you understand that?
Well, the General Haftar is a very good actor. He's managed to convince a certain number of people, notably in the West, that he is fighting radical Islam or hardline Islamist group. All the meantime, he has the support of the Madkhalis, who the name comes from a Saudi preacher, Rabi al-Madkhali, who is a very hardline Salafist. And General Haftar has incorporated these groups into his own, his National Liberation Army. So the whole business is very bizarre. And one of the things which is most striking to me is that the European Union does not have a common position. The French sometimes seem to veer towards Haftar, sometimes seem to veer towards a government of national unity. And it is very strange that the Europeans should be supporting a man who has such strong support from Marshal al-Sisi of Egypt and from the Emirates. So the whole thing is extraordinarily confused. And I think one of the best things that could happen is that the European Union or the leading powers of Europe decided what they wanted, how they were going to do it, and gave greater support maybe to the UN Special Envoy to Libya.
And you mentioned the Emirates and Egypt there. Are we likely to see a foreign intervention if the military situation escalates further?
Well, we've already had a certain amount of money and weapons coming from the Middle East. But you see, here we are in Libya, pretty close to our shores. And whereas a country like Algeria, which doesn't have much say at the moment because it's got its own problems, has always strongly supported the central government in Tripoli, we have actors who are completely outside the region, like the Emiratis. The Egyptians is different, but the Emiratis are completely outside the region. And how the Europeans accept this and play along with people like the Emiratis in an area which is so close to Europe, I must say, leaves me very, very perplexed indeed. I wonder if our leaders really know what our security is about.
And meanwhile, can Haftar actually really hope to take and hold on to Tripoli by force?
Well, maybe he can, but there are groups who are well known in Zintan, along the coast in Misrata, who are very, very opposed to General Haftar. The other thing is that General Haftar has bought support in much of Libya by using money, the money from oil. Is he such a good military commander? Well, no, he's not such a great military commander. So I don't know what surprises the next few days will yield. What I think people who know Libya well, very well, such as the journalist Mary Fitzgerald, understand full well, is that he is not a unifying figure. And therefore, when we come to politics, General Haftar does not have that kind of aura.
Francis Ghilès, thank you very much for your analysis and thanks for speaking to us here on France 24.